לפניך רוח חי וקיים שחזרת בי נשמרתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך שחזרת בי נשמרתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. Once more. מודעני לפניך רוח חי וקיים מודעני לפניך רוח חי וקיים שחזרת בי נשמרתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך שחזרת בי נשמרתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. So welcome to KZOOM. I'm always amazed. It's just how delighted I am to see your faces each week.
Yeah, it's
And
true. It's true. We're getting a little mushy.
so we're in the middle of a soul lift retreat. So we've been on the Zoom all day, and some of the people who are on the retreat are here.
Yeah.
Also,
Wow,
they just didn't want to
Betsy.
stop. They just didn't want to stop.
I know how it
We
is.
can't stop chanting. So I want to say something, about this practice that we're doing together, and which I was teaching on the retreat, and I want to keep saying it to remember that, what a powerful practice it is to take these sacred phrases and plant them inside us, because they will be there when we need them. And there's so many, we're consumers, there's so much that we take in, consumers of everything. But and it really matters what we take in and what we soak ourselves in, because that's going to really determine our state, the resources that we have. And so we have this incredible inheritance of sacred texts that we don't want to just leave on the page or even leave in our heads, but really be able to put it in our bodies. And I always say that we are rewiring our brains through this practice. And I like to, what I learned from Rick Hansen, this neuropsychologist, said that if if a practice has these 5 things, then it can rewire your brain. If a practice has intensity, novelty, focus, awareness, and repetition, those are the qualities of a practice that help to do that rewiring. And so this this week of Mishpatim is also Rosh Chodesh. There's a possibility of starting over every time the new moon appears. there's a kind of a new pathway opening for us, and we want to really be able to pay attention to what that new thing is, uh, and we can't do it without this heightened awareness. So really the theme for this week's KZOOM is awareness itself, really becoming aware of awareness and the quality of awareness that we bring to our lives. So you know, the first practice I call it found, and I'm reminded of Amazing Grace, that song that says, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm not using that for this one. And you know, every time I get lost, and there's actually no awareness in that place of lost, and then I come back to myself, I come back to you, I come back to God, I come back to clarity, and I wonder, like, oh, how did that happen? How did I get here, and where was I? And and so the words in the Song of Songs says the the lover has been in one of those places of losing her beloved, losing her soul, really. And she says, then the watchmen who circle the city find me. And that line that says that, the watchman, I think of as awareness itself finds me. God finds me. I am somehow brought back into awareness, and that awareness has been circling the mind, and in the process of settling into my center. And I think of awareness as another name for God, so that when I find my stillness, I am found by the beloved. I'm found by that awareness, and then I hold him close, and I bring him as blessing into my innermost chambers, and I say, oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Uh, and that then, something in me can be illuminated. Even my patterns that caught me, I can see them much more clearly from that place of awareness. And I can do the work of purification, of healing. Without that awareness, I can't do anything. And so when I chant these words, I remember how I was lost in that place of rumination or obsession or fear, and now I am found in this moment, restored to my wholeness through the miracle of awareness. So as we chant these words, I want you to just to think of maybe a moment in the past, when you were in that place of just being lost, And sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night and I'm a little bit lost, and then and what a miracle it is that we can come back into the fullness of presence, awareness. And so we want to, with this chant, we come into awe at that process. We celebrate the miracle of coming back into awareness, that we are found. I was just thinking about, I'll just go to the lost and found. Right? This is our lives are the lost and found. And the Song of Songs is just filled with losing and finding again, kind of the rhythm of our lives.
As we do.
As we do, and we want to, in this month of Adar, maybe even laugh at ourselves a little bit. That just keeps happening. It's not just a tragedy, it's also a kind of a comedy of our errors, right?
That's good.
Let's try this practice. Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Hashomrim Hasomavim Bayim Mitzavoni Mitzavoni. Mitzavoni, Hashomrim, Hasomavim Bayim. 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 And the question is, can I stand still in the present moment and be found? Can I know myself as spacious, loving awareness? Can I know myself as spacious, loving awareness? And there is this consciousness that we're moving towards, which is which I call mystical consciousness, and mystical consciousness is, and this is according to John Robinson. He gives this definition of mystical consciousness. He says it is an intentional state of intense, highly sensory awareness that dissolves the veil of thought to reveal the presence of the divine as reality itself.
That's a good one.
Mystical consciousness is the intentional state of intense, highly sensory awareness that dissolves the veil of thought to reveal the presence of the divine as reality itself. And I think of, so presence is the doorway to mystical consciousness. And it is located, in the stillness, in the silence, in the timelessness that pervades the present moment. And what gets in the way of us reaching that place of presence, of intentional awareness, highly aware place, really it different kinds of our fear, our anxiety, our
Yeah,
worry
boy.
takes us out of the present moment. And so I wanted to do a practice that kind of to meet that obstacle. So I always look at in my spiritual practice, like what is the quality that I want to cultivate? I want to cultivate presence so that I can be found by awareness. But what I meet is the obstacle, which is my anxiety, my fear, my worry, the kind of my tendency to go into my head and think about what might happen next. And so I wanted to offer this practice next. It's called Trust in You. And it says Yom Ira. Yom Ira is the day of the fear.
Oh,
In
okay.
the very day that we're talking about fear here,
Oh,
and the
okay.
very day that I feel
Oh, yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
pulled out of
Right.
presence, right? That's what I'm going to do this practice. And the way to presence is a kind of a surrender into into presence, into God. So I will put my trust in you. And when I say I'll put my trust in you, it means I'm going to take a break from trying to figure it out. Because our minds are going spinning, 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 trying to figure out what's the right thing, what's the next thing, what's the best thing, what's the safe thing, so that spinning mind, I need to surrender that exactly in that moment, that very day that I fear, that very moment when the fear, and it doesn't even have to be real fear, it just can be a slight anxiety, right?
Tension.
That attention that takes you out. When I notice it, I will put my trust in you. Meaning I will surrender that fear and say, God, you are holding me. I'm not going to figure this out. I need to trust in the process, trust in the sense of being held, and trust in, when I trust in God, I'm trusting in the unfolding of grace. And I am relaxing into that. So I wanted to, on our journey towards mystical consciousness, which is that heightened awareness, I want to meet that pattern of fear, of anxiety, of worry, of leaving the presence with this instruction that I'm planting inside me. Trust in you. Yo mira, 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 yo mira. אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אני אליך אפתח. So plant this inside you like a hypnotic suggestion. Yom mira, yom mira, yom mira, yom mira. אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אני אליך יום מירה, יום מירה, יום מירה, יום אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אפתח, אני אליך אני אליך אפתח, יום מירה,
Eomira.
Yomira,
Eomira.
Yomira,
Eomira.
Yomira, Yomira,
Eomira.
Yomira,
Eomira.
Yomira, Yomira.
Ani
אני
elecha
אליך אבטח.
Ani
אני אליך אבטח.
Ani
אני אליך
elecha
אבטח.
Ani
אני אליך
elecha
I invite you to bring an inner awareness to the effect of the chant, to what these words have brought to you. Where are they in your body? Where are they in the breath? Just sensing the field of energy that we create with these sacred words. And however much we can bring awareness to a state, that's how much that state can benefit us. And that's how we can create a pathway back to it. So we go through different states of consciousness all the time, but it's only because of the awareness we bring to the state that kind of creates the pathway that we could access it when we need it. And so the more awareness we bring, and awareness, we come to awareness through a process of inquiry, like, and curiosity. Oh, what's this? And so as we cultivate this heightened awareness, this intentional state of intense, highly sensory awareness, dissolving the veil of thought, we come to there's this phrase that I encountered in my study of awareness that comes from Krishnamurti, and it's called Choiceless Awareness. And choiceless awareness is is coming completely into the present moment without preference, effort, or compulsion. It's like a sense of being with totally with what is. We're not trying to change it. We're not trying to kind of compare it to anything else. So choiceless awareness is this kind of state of consent or welcoming what already is. And I wanted to do this practice to just to heighten that our sense of awareness of what choiceless awareness is, with a phrase from Psalm 51. And Psalm 51 is often as part of High Holy Day liturgy, and it says, "Renew within me a spirit of yes." What keeps me from this place of the present moment of being found by awareness is that I'm often in a kind of an argument with reality, and I lose that argument.
We keep trying though. We
You
keep
keep
trying.
trying.
One of these times.
and and if you can sort of look in your heart, there's this place that says no, no. So Rockmill and I, we're dealing with a spiritual challenge for the last month or so, where we don't have heat or hot water. Our boiler is
It's
kaput,
kaput.
and we've been trying to get it fixed, unsuccessfully. And we can feel in us this rising place of no.
So we have to work with it. Got to
We're
work with
working
it.
with it. So a spirit, when I say renew within me a spirit of yes, because living with that no, it doesn't help. It doesn't really help.
Not a bit.
It just makes us tense,
Yeah.
and makes it worse, because when you're tense, you're even colder, right?
Right.
So we're saying renew within me a spirit of yes, because I want to welcome what is. I want to cultivate a kind of a radical acceptance of what is. So I'm not in a fight with reality, and I want to learn this inner consent that allows the present moment in, because really this my thoughts about this moment is what obscures the moment itself. And this idea that when my thoughts clear away, what is revealed is the presence of the divine as reality itself. And that's so
That's radical.
yeah. So I wanted to do this spirit of yes, and actually we started, those who are on retreat with me this morning, we started our morning with this practice, and I asked us all to look at a situation in your life that really calls up the no, that kind of you have a knee-jerk reaction to as no. It could be something out in the world, something in your family, something in your life, and to lay that situation or that relationship on the altar of the chant, and use the chant in order to soften our resistance to what is, because there's pain and there's suffering. Pain is unavoidable in this lifetime, but suffering is something that we have some, something to say about, because, when we can not be in a war with that pain or discomfort or, what we don't like, we actually deal with it much better, with more grace and less suffering. So I invite you all to lay on the altar of the chant some situation, some relationship, some difficulty, and we'll say, renew within me a spirit of yes, the ability to radically accept the present moment as it is.
Beruach nachon Kadesh Bekirbi 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 Beruach nachon Kadesh Bekirbi.
Put your hand on your heart just to represent that gesture of consent.
Beruach nachon Kadesh Bekirbi 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 Beruach nachon Kadesh Bekirbi.
So keep your eyes closed and bring your attention to the breath. Imagine breathing into the heart and finding in your heart that place that maybe had been hard or resistant. And allow the breath to touch that hard or resistant no place in the heart and just soften it. Just allow it to soften with each breath, slowly opening to what is, knowing ourselves connected to great resource to deal with what is. Connecting ourselves to the resource of wisdom and of love that's beyond us, it's coming through us. And as you watch that softening of the heart, see if you can bring a heightened awareness to that state. And that spirit of yes that is expanding from your center to embrace this present moment. So that presence is there in us all the time. But it's our awareness that vacillates. And our awareness is especially kind of shaky when we are upset or when we're rushed or when our egos are grasping at something like the plan, the plans and trying to find certainty in an uncertain world. So, so that doorway of presence is opened through our awareness, and then our awareness opens up to an expanded consciousness. And it comes and goes, but more and more we get to live. We get to live there. We just did a magic thing, and we maybe invoked the plumber calling us. God willing. It was all this energy that helped the plumber finally call us, and Rachmiel's talking to him. Hopefully, I think that's who it is, right? So I wanted to bring one more chant, which is called "Standing Before the Mystery," and it's this amazing pasuk, sacred phrase that when we tried to find out where this phrase came from, it is actually inscribed on a lot of the arcs of Jewish temples around the United States have this phrase. Did anybody grow up with in a temple that had that phrase? Yeah, and I think when I saw that phrase above the ark, I kind of experienced it at first as like, you know, you better behave because God's watching you, and if you're fooling around, he's going to get you or something like that. Know before whom you stand. And it's actually, it's adapted from something from the Talmud. That's, I think it's in the plural in the Talmud. But some architect in America who was designing temples decided to put it up in this form, and that says "Know before whom you stand." And it started to shift for me from something like this to something like, wow, wow, do you know before whom you stand? Kind of like a sense of awe, to be in the presence. And so that that sense of awe in the presence is often awakened by beautiful scenes of nature, by like amazing moments in life, where there's that you wake up to the fact that God's presence is there with you, and that you know that awakening wakes up your attention and your sense of the awesomeness of this moment. And that awesomeness of this moment brings you into this place where you are found by awareness. You wake up. So know before whom you stand. And this amazing moment, Rachmil talking to the plumber who may eventually get us heat and hot water again. So to stand before the mystery is to know myself as spacious, loving awareness. It's like I am awakened.
You ordered the part.
You ordered the part.
The elusive part. Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. So let's do this practice and see if we can wake up. And you can even think of some moment in your life that you want to remember where you were standing before the mystery, where you saw something so beautiful, so awesome, that it woke you up to the presence of God. Now this one I need here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Miata, Omega, leave me, 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 Miata, Omega.
Softer. Leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega,
Leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega.
almost a whisper. Leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, Omega, leave me, Miata, And now full voice.
Leave me, Miata, Omega, 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 leave me, Miata, Omega.
And in the silence, we open to, in loving, spacious awareness, to the miracle of this moment, to a sense of presence that opens the door to mystical consciousness, dissolves the veil of thought to reveal the presence of the divine as reality itself. And that face of the divine is right here in this circle of squares. So let's take a look around the Zoom room and just give an acknowledgement of the face of the divine that is there in this Zoom room. That we are awakening each other to that presence through our practice. Wow. What a KZOOM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
So I want to we will be here next week KZOOMing again, and so I also invite you to come to the website to give a little donation in honor of what you received this evening. And wow, so nice to be, so great to be together. We were on the retreat, last few days, and I thought, how am I going to do a KZOOM? But actually,
Just made it even better.
just made it even better. Here we are.
Started way up and went further.